time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your Maltese hanging out under the mistletoe? Are your felines really celebrating Festivus? Does your Schnauzer leave hugs and kisses for Santa instead of cookies? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and really want to learn how to get into your pet's head, understand how they think, what they're thinking about, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, if you really want to understand your dogs and cats almost as well as they get you, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those amazing little furry buddies with you, folks, because yes, it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, never a doubt about it, not only love, not only adore, but totally respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you want to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family, if you really want to delve in and find out maybe why your dog is not happy, or maybe he's suffering with separation anxiety, or he's digging holes in the backyard, you can't take him for another walk because he doesn't do well with other dogs, your cat peed on your bed, keeps you up at night, scratched your favorite chair, won't come when you call him, you get the idea. That's what The Pet Show's all about, and that's what we've been talking about for the last 41 years, helping you not only resolve issues with your dogs and cats, but more importantly, understanding why those issues are there to begin with. So once you know what causes a problem, it makes it a whole lot easier to resolve. Hey, just a reminder to everyone out there, whether you're a regular listener to The Pet Show, whether you're a new listener to The Pet Show, I don't care. Everyone who's listening to The Pet Show that calls in today and gets to talk to me live on the air, guess what? You'll be getting an absolutely, positively amazing gift. But it's not for you. It's for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you with those adoring eyes as we speak. And again, if you're new to the show, hey, listen, we don't give away biscuits here. I've had great sponsors on the show for so many years. Some of the items we give away are going to be worth $25, $35, $45, $50, and even more. So if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, just want to talk about how your dogs and cats are reacting to the holidays, or tell me a great story about a dog or cat you adopted, I'd love to hear those stories, especially the week before Christmas. It may actually encourage someone else to do the same thing. So you have a great story about a dog or cat you helped, just want to brag a little bit, tell me how your dogs and cats are reacting to the decorations in the house, great time to give me a call. And as I said earlier, everyone that calls in and gets through to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. By the way, not only will I give you the phone number and take questions on that, if you want to ask me a question, I'll be taking your questions live on YouTube. Yes, we're broadcasting live on YouTube today. This is how you get there. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. While you're there, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And literally, I post dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of great pet tips and some fun stuff as well. So check out YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. However, if you want to give me a call right now, we are live. I will be taking your calls, giving away amazing gifts. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. But if you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. I got a lot of topics I want to get to today, but as always, your questions, your comments, your stories are going to be my priority. So I'd love to hear some great Christmas stories. Anyone out there adopt a dog or cat at Christmas? I remember for years when people did, I'd get the calls. Well, we adopted the dog for Christmas. What's the dog's name? Noel. I've heard people call me up. They actually named their dog Santa, Elf. Amazing. If you have a holiday name for your dog or cat, give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. Again, the number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Now, I do have some real interesting topics to talk about today, but again, your questions, your comments, your stories are always going to be my priority. So if you have a question or a comment, and again, I know everyone's busy. It's that time of year. If you want to just talk about what gift you're getting your dog or cat, give me a call. Let me know. Just make sure your dog or cat isn't listening at the same time. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, or ask a question at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So here's what I have planned for today. A brand new study measures positive and negative emotional states in dogs. Can you tell if your dog or cat has a positive or emotional state? So, again, we talked about this a long time ago. Are some dogs and cats more optimistic? And are some dogs and cats more pessimistic? Find out coming up. So do you think your dog or cat may be more of a pessimist than an optimist? Does your dog or cat see the water dish half full or half empty? Give me a call. Let me know what you think. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Also coming up, what is cat appeasing pheromone? Cat appeasing pheromone, you got to know this one. What does it have to do with your cat's kneading? People assume when they watch their cat kneading, we all talk about the concept that it goes back to early kittenhood, where they kind of can get the mom's milk flowing by kneading on the chest. But there's a lot more. Really a lot more to kneading than that. I'll discuss that with you a little bit later, but if you have an idea, give me a call, let me know as well. Also coming up, and this is important, over the years, I have spent way too much time at shelters, pounds, whatever you want to call them, all over the United States, Canada, and other parts of the world. And it is really, really devastating. And so many dogs wind up there for reasons that are not really their fault. When in doubt, you know who I'm going to blame. It's not the dog or cat. It's the guardian or the owner, which very often is not really a good guardian, that causes these dogs to wind up there. So here's the bottom line. If you have or know someone who has a dog that barks and backs away from people when they approach, what does that really mean? And can you resolve it? Don't worry, help is on the way. I'll get you through it, I promise. And also, of course, some last-minute safety tips for your pets during the holidays. How many years have you heard about this plant is dangerous, this plant is toxic, don't do this, don't do that? I'll have the real and the not so real coming up a little bit later. As always on the Pet Show, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. As I said, lots of amazing stuff to give away. Copies of my best-selling books, Hugs and Kisses supplements, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, hemp seed oil, those amazing T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. So if you have a question about your dog or cat, they're jumping, they're chewing, maybe your rescued cat is confused about the litter box, maybe he just doesn't understand. Don't get mad at him. Maybe the dog you took from the shelter was abandoned. Maybe he's suffering from separation anxiety. Don't give up. I can help you resolve those issues as well. Maybe, and I deal with this a lot, maybe the dog or cat you rescued or took off the streets may be a little depressed. Your dog is chasing anything. Your cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog literally believes that, you know what, if it moves or if it doesn't move and he sees it, it's his job to hump it. Give me a call. Let me know. Again, that's what this show's all about. Helping you cope with your pets, but a whole lot more likely helping your pets cope with you. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Yes, we are live today. I always like being live before the holidays. I want to hear what are some of the items you're going to be getting for your pets. What are some of the issues? I mean, did the cat knock over your tree? Is the dog confused? Did he pee at the bottom of it? Every year I get this. I got maybe three emails this week from dogs that peed on the Christmas tree. But you can't blame the dog. Take the dog for a walk. He pees on a tree. You say, good boy. Comes in the house, pees on the tree. You say, bad dog, bad dog, bad dog. That is the definition of neurosis. It really is. So we're going to talk about that as well. Coming up a little bit later, speaking of that, what have you done to kind of pet-proof your home for the holidays? Have you tethered down the Christmas tree? Are you using electronic menorah like I do instead of the candle menorah for fear of fire? Are you using those flickering battery-operated candles? What have you done to make sure that your home is safe during the holiday season? That's really, really important. Not only safe from the way you design it, but safe from, I mean, I love my friends and I love when people come over to the house. Not really, but I do like when people come over. But it's important to understand that sometimes well-intentioned guests can be detrimental to your dog or cats. They don't understand what they should be eating, what they shouldn't be eating. Are they overfeeding them? Are they not overfeeding them? What are they doing? So you got to really, I guess the bottom line is this. I should have called today's show or a new book, How to Get Your Holiday Guests to Do What You Want, instead of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And every year, and if you haven't gone to my website, and it's free, of course, and you have not checked out the Christmas corner on my website, you have no idea what you're missing. I have put together the Christmas corner. I put it together many, many, many years ago. I don't want to talk about it. My hair wasn't gray when I did it. Anyway, the bottom line is these are poems, these are stories, these are photographs, these are letters that I've kind of put together over the years from listeners just like you all over the country. You know, I do the national show right after this and Canadian show, put together poems. So every year there's one poem that's dear to my heart. I got tears just thinking of it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to get through it this year. I didn't get through it so easy last year. It's a poem called Christmas Returns. I'll read that a little bit later on today's show with you as well. But if you have a short Christmas poem you want to share with me about pets, great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. We'll talk a little bit about this dog flu coming up. And a lot of people out there think that they know what plants are dangerous for their dogs and cats, but maybe, just maybe, you don't really know. So we'll share that as well. And real interesting to me, because I just worked on a case this week from a client back east with a dog that they adopted, that every time he saw someone would bark and back away from the person. And they said, the trainer said to them at the shelter, well, it's an aggressive dog. Maybe you should bring him back to the shelter. It may not be the dog you want. Huh. Maybe the trainer should be brought back to the shelter. It might be the trainer your dog needs. 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me do this. I want to get to you. I believe it's Willington. I want to get to you, Stan. Let me take a real quick break here so I don't run short on time. I got plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. I will take some questions as well if you want to ask me on YouTube. If you want to see what the face looks like, I don't know why you would. Kind of looks cute today. You can check out youtube.com. Why are you laughing, Alex? youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And of course, today, the lovely, was I going to say the lovely Alex? But Alex, my engineer, will be engineering the show, and the truly lovely Suzette will be speaking to you, picking up the phone when you call. So give Suzette a call. Wish her a happy holiday. 866-870-5752, the way to get through. A quick break, then right back at you. Listen. This show, I've been doing this show for 41 years. 41 years, and I love every single minute of it, and hopefully I'll be doing it for another 41 years. But when I come across a product that is really important to keep your dogs and cats healthy, I must share it with you. And for over 5 Alex, I love you today. This is my favorite holiday song. Dominic the Donkey. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. If you want to see the face behind the mic, check it out, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I will take some questions there as well. You know, a lot of people against good advice will get puppies this time of year. Someone sent me this. I just got to share it with you in a second. Puppy parenting is exhausting. It's inconvenient. It's intense. It's a huge learning curve. It's filled with laughter. It'll warm your heart. Stay committed. It'll pay off. Enjoy the ride. She's only a puppy once. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. We are going to Willington in Burbank. Hey, Willington, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, how's it going, Warren?
It is going super. Oh, what was it now? What?
It's like beef Wellington, Duke Wellington, Wellington.
Yeah, well, I don't know about beef Wellington or Duke Wellington, but welcome to the show, Wellington.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Warren, I'm trying to spread the word about something called the Jump for Joy. It's to get the whole world to jump at the same time. I know I'll be jumping with my pets. The first video I put out there about it, I jumped with my coworkers and their dogs, and it was so much fun. And I just wanted to get your help to spread this word, because I can only reach so far, and I know you've got a much broader reach than I do, and having 41 years of experience, that's amazing. And I'm sure people tune in from everywhere to get your advice. So just wondering if you could help spread this. It's just a message of joy, just to get everybody to jump in the whole world at the same time.
So in other words, you want everyone in the world to jump with their dog at exactly the same time. And what time is that, Beef Wellington?
All right, so yeah, exactly, that's right. So it's July 21st, 2023. It's gonna be 10 a.m. Eastern. Now I realize here on the West Coast, for my people on the West Coast, that's 7 a.m. But I couldn't change it too much. Actually, I looked it up. It's 9 a.m. Eastern is apparently when most people in the world are awake with their pets and their dogs and such. Actually, anyway, and so I couldn't do 6 a.m. though to the folks on the West Coast.
So let me ask you the most important question. If everyone jumps at the same time, my question to you is there a benefit? Is there some rescue or a group organization that will benefit from this?
You know, I haven't selected one yet, but if you have one that you prefer, you should shoot me that name, because I will definitely reach out to them and then get the word out for them as well. So
how about I shoot you that name around? How about my own 501c3 nonprofit called the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund? And I'll tell you why it's perfect for this is because we donate money to all the small organizations all across America, all across Canada. We don't focus in California. We don't focus in New York. We don't focus in Minnesota. We donate to shelters and groups and small individuals all over the country. So what I'd like you to do...
That is wonderful.
Yeah, Wellington, if you can send me an email. Sure. Here's my email address. It's mail@thepetshow.com. Mail@thepetshow.com. Send me an email, more information about it, and we'll be in touch and see if there's something we can do, and especially if it's going to benefit the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, which saves dozens and dozens and dozens of animals every week. Maybe we can work together and we give a whole lot of promotion for you.
Of course. Yeah, if we spread the word for both of each other, I would love to do that. I love my little Pomeranian, and couldn't imagine anything happening to some critter like her in one of the many shelters out there that just don't do such a great job. So
I like the whole concept. Jump for joy. We're going to get all these dogs jumping up, and everyone's going to call me the next week and say, Warren, I can't stop my dog from jumping. Can you help? Can you help me out here?
Exactly.
So send me that information. Mail at thepetshow.com, mail at thepetshow.com, or mail at warreneckstein.com. Either way, it will get to me. Send me that information. Let me read a little bit more about your idea, how we can work it out, and if it's exactly what I'm looking for, not only will I promote it on my Los Angeles show, but as people know, as soon as I get off the air, I do my national Canadian show, which is now, by the way, even heard in the Great great country of Guam. So we can get the word out there. I promise we can do that. I'm sure there's a whole lot of people that would jump with their dogs at the same time. So send me that info and let me put you on. In the meantime, Wellington, let me put you on hold, and I am going to send you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." Great idea. Anything that helps the animals, anything that helps the animal is good for me. You know, part of it though is so many times people contact me and they want to get involved. They know I hit tens of thousands of people every week, and they want to get involved. But you know what happens very often? It's more about them than it is about the pet. Oh, promote me, and I'm going to do this, and I don't care about you. I just want to promote the animals and save as many as I can. That's at the bottom line. So, great idea. Hey, would you jump with your dog? 7 o'clock in the morning in LA. Maybe we should all meet at a park and do it at the same time. We can get up at 7 o'clock in Los Angeles, especially in July. It's the only time it's cool enough to do it. Great call. Really appreciated anything that's going to help out the animals. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. What are you doing to protect your pets during the holidays? I'm going to be reading a poem coming up in a little bit. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we have Stan. We have Frida. I don't know if I take calls from West New Jersey, one of my old stomping grounds. I love New Jersey. Used to hang out at the shore there. A great place. We'll go to Bridget in Los Angeles as well. She has a question about the P-22, the mountain lion. No, I hadn't heard it was euthanized. I was kind of out of town for a couple of days. I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. And if you just happen to be wondering what amazing gifts I'm giving away today, I'm going to be giving away all natural hemp seed oil from my friends at Nature Vet. Those T-shirts, and I'm telling you, those T-shirts are absolutely amazing. I'm bragging. I designed them myself, and you know I am totally colorblind. My life is gray. Seriously, I'm not one of those purple blue guys. I see gray, but the T-shirt says, "None of my friends walk upright." I was wearing one just the other day. I was down in Newport Beach, and I got to tell you, once you put this T-shirt on, people will stop you to talk about animals. Then you can get your point across them. So those T-shirts are amazing. I'll give some of those away. Lucy Pet's Kitty Lickies, my own Hugs and Kisses supplements, copies of my best-selling books, Arthur Gold, and hemp seed oil. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a break. When we get back, we'll get to your phone calls. Hey, listen, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully today. Again, You know, sitting at a light on Santa Monica Boulevard with the windows open on my car, blasting the music from the Pet Show holidays, some of the looks I get are pretty strange. And I guess maybe there's I blast this right out of my radio. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Want to ask a question? Check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. By the way, if you've not been to my YouTube channel, I know I'm talking a lot about it. I made amazing changes. There are tips every day. There's incredible videos. Check it out. It's really a lot of fun. All right, back to the phones right now. We're going to Stan in Burbank. Hey, Stan, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, hi, Warren. It's Ben, actually.
Ben? Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Very well. How's our connection?
Our connection's great. It's like you're right next to me, Ben.
Okay, very well. Here's the issue, with apologies to you and the listeners for the topic. I have a large 120-pound Dogo Argentino.
Very familiar with the breed. Know the breed very well. Have worked with many.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. He's a loving dog. He's docile. He's a good partner. But in the last 2 or 3 months, he's about 2 years old now, he has come to start defecating in the living room, even though he's walked religiously multiple times a day for relief.
Okay, and what do you do when you find the accident?
Clean it up and put him in the bathroom for a while as a timeout.
What do you think the dog? You think the dog understands the timeout is because he pooped an hour or 2 hours ago by putting him in the bathroom?
No, I fear he does not, and that's why I'm so glad that you're on the air.
And so, quite honestly, so am I, Ben. All right, let's see how we're going to resolve this. First of all, when did it start? He was totally housebroken. When did the accident start happening?
About 2 to 3 months ago.
Okay, did you get a new wife, a new girlfriend, a new boyfriend, a new kid, a new dog, a new car, a new carpet? Anything change in your lifestyle? Hours, anything?
The only thing I can account for is a change in taking on some nighttime gig work.
So you're out more at night than you were normally?
Yes.
Okay, so when you come home now and you find that the dog's had an accident, you might say, bad dog, Fooey, what did you do? Put him in the bathroom and clean it up. So isn't he getting attention for being bad?
Well, yeah, he gets attention, which I guess I should change. The surprise to me is that he's been walked routinely and allowed to clear himself out so many times.
Yeah, but in other words, when dogs pee and poop in the house, Ben, it's not because they necessarily have to pee and poop in the house. There's sometimes an emotional or a psychological reason for it. The fact that something did change in your hours or your schedule could very well be the culprit in terms of what caused it. Makes no difference to me. Easy problem to stop. Number one, I'm assuming do you spend a lot of time with him in that living room?
Yes.
Okay, great. What I want you to do is thoroughly clean up that area with a good enzymatic stain and odor remover. That's number one. What I want you to do, as much time as you spend with him, I want you to spend more time with him in the area, specifically hanging out on the floor, put some of his treats down after you cleaned up, some of his toys down. I want that all there. Then what I'd like you to do is, after you've done that, what I want to try for a couple of days is when you leave, take a little paper plate, put a little of his dry food in the paper plate, put it in the spot where he defecated. Boy, am I using big words today. I usually use poop. Where he defecated. If he does have an accident the next day, and let's say it's a foot or two over, put another paper plate down with that. That probably will cure your problem, because he's not peeing and pooping anywhere near his food dish. He's not going to want his food near his poop. That may be enough to stop him. If not, there's another way to do it. By taking the dog and moving him away is not the resolution. By taking the dog and bringing him to it is even worse. So what I want you to do is, after you've tried the food in the area a couple of days, I want you to, next time you find an accident after that, I want you to take him to a different location in the same exact room. Put his leash and harness on him, tie him to a chair, obviously enough room to stand up and lie down, pick up a little bit of his poop on a piece of paper towel, put it in front of him just out of his reach, leave him there for 10, 15 minutes. At the end of that time, come back, no grudges held, clean it up, and walk away. So here's what we did psychologically. What we've done is we said to the dog, look, I don't care when you go. I don't care where you go. But whenever you go, you're going to have to stay with your own mess. And I'm assuming he's not hanging out in the area specifically where he poops. So first is the food in the paper plates. Second, if that doesn't work after, let's say, 2 or 3 times, then we're going to confine him the way I just suggested. And I can pretty much promise you that once again, when you come home from your gig, you'll be walking around the house barefoot.
Wonderful. Great advice. And do you believe my vet is correct in telling me that it's okay to give him raw meat?
I'm not a raw meat person. A lot of vets would recommend it. A lot of vets are against it. Let me tell you why I'm against it. Number one, salmonella. Number two, sometimes with raw meat, there's chips of bones in it. I do not use raw meat. I don't recommend raw meat. However, some people swear by it. If that's what your vet wants you to feed him, that's fine with me, but it's not something I would recommend. I recommend the foods like Lucy, which makes, the dry food and the canned food. But if you want to feed raw, that's your option. I'm just not a big fan of it. I hear the other side of the story sometimes as well, Ben.
I see. Well, I'm so grateful, Warren. Have a great holiday season. Thanks for this advice.
Ben, you too. And don't go anywhere because I know you have a Dogo Argentino. I love the breed. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you one of my most expensive items here. I am sending you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat. Not only is he going to look better, not only is he going to feel better, you'll be able to comb your hair. You'll be able to comb your hair in his coat. So and the digestion is really important as well. So it will really make that digestive system even a whole lot better. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we got Samira, Frida, and Stan. So I spent a couple of days in Newport Beach. I went to the Newport Beach Boat Parade. I was staying at a place I'm not too thrilled about, but I got to tell you, the boat parade was absolutely amazing. What these people do is to decorate these boats is absolutely incredible. I do it also in the Marina Del Rey. I happen to go down to the one in Newport Beach. So here's my thing for the holidays. Denise and I were standing on shore watching the boat parade, and it was amazing. It was a little chilly, but a little butt-kicking eggnog made it worthwhile. But the bottom line, I got to find a friend. I need to find a friend in Newport Beach. I really do. A friend in Newport Beach that has a yacht. So next year when I go down there, I'm not standing on the side freezing my butt off. I'm in someone's yacht enjoying the parade. So if there's someone who has a dog problem out there, I'll make a trade. I'll resolve your dog issues. Give me a ride on your yacht next Christmas. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Frida, Samara, Stan, Ben, I already talked to you. Don't go anywhere. Great time to call me. Lots of great stuff to give away. Let's talk about the holidays and your pets. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, the way to get through. But right now, if you have a cat, And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Got a question or comment? Want to share a great story? Tell me about the cat that knocked over your tree. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. If you're new to the show, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Again, many of the items I give away, $25, $35, $45, even $50 and more. So if you have a question or a comment, want to share a story, talk about a dog or cat you rescued, the phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. But let me go right back to the phones. Let's go to my friend Frida. Hi, Frida. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
Listen, I can tell by your accent you're in Jersey. A little cool in Jersey, is it today?
It is.
Gosh.
But it's always nice here. I moved back from Long Island.
You moved from my Long Island?
I did. From Port Washington back to the Jersey Shore.
Well, listen, the Jersey Shore is pretty nice. I spent a lot of time at Monmouth College down there many years ago.
Mm-hmm. I am 5 minutes from Monmouth College.
Well, there you go. Know. So to tell you how old I am, I actually saw the Four Seasons perform there when they were hot. Anyway, Frida, what can I do for you?
I have a soon-to-be 14-year-old Maltese, and I left Long Island, and he left his brother there. So he is depressed for over a month. His blood sugar, because he's diabetic, is out of whack, and he's very unhappy.
When you say he left his brother there, who's his brother with?
With my spouse.
So I'm assuming you two don't live together anymore.
No.
And why didn't one take both dogs?
Because I came into the relationship with the Maltese.
And the ex's dog was what kind of dog?
Chihuahua mix.
And they got along well?
Yeah, except the Chihuahua was a lot younger.
Yeah. Well, it always breaks my heart when I hear these stories. I kind of understand them. Divorce is what divorce is. But it's I don't care how it affects the people, but it bugs the heck out of me the way it affects the dogs. What you need to do right now is something we call distraction therapy. What we need to do is keep the dog's mind off of the fact that his buddy is no longer with him. Maybe there's someone else in the neighborhood that has a dog that you can meet. Maybe you can go to a small dog park. Well, it's in New Jersey. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of dogs in the park, but meet some people. But distraction, take them out more frequently. Don't take them on the same walk every day. Take them for a ride in the car to the shore. Take them to a different location. Walk around the block a different way. All of those things make a difference. The best way to resolve any type of depression is to go, and whether it be a divorce or in some cases where one of the dogs has crossed the rainbow bridge, it's important to remember that depression and anxiety and feeling bad is normal, but if it goes on too long, it becomes a major depression, and that really can cause a lot of havoc. So I really think the most important thing you can do is distract him as much as you can, whether he plays with toys or not. I don't care. Bring in new ones every single day. Throw a party. I know you just moved, but if people in New Jersey are incredible people, invite some people over. Let him sit on the floor. Let him play with the new people. Maybe he'll meet a new friend. The more his mind is distracted, the better off you're going to be.
Okay.
That's what you need to do. Anyway, listen, Free, don't go anywhere. Say hello to all my buddies in Jersey, will you?
I will. Thank you.
No, don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Read the chapter on specifically on getting through that anxiety and depression. Quick break. When we come back, Samara will get to you. Bridget will get to you. We've got a whole other hour to go. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. Okie dokies. Yeah. Hey, Alex, what'd you say? How much time I'm going to have when I come back? Okay. It's the type of music I meditate to. What's more calming than a bunch of kitties singing in the background? Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. Here's what I'm going to do. Brigitte, I want to get to your call. Samara, I want to get to your call, but I don't want to rush anybody. I don't have to break in a couple of minutes for the top of the hour. So we're just going to break for a minute or two. When we come back, Samara, Bridget, Joe will get to your calls. I promise. Someone called before talking about pet food, and when people call me, I often say, well, the ingredients, I read the ingredients in the back of my pet food, and I got to tell you, they got the best ingredients in the world. Do they? Do they? Or does the guy know how to market? Listen to me carefully. Keep in mind that the ingredient list on the back of the pet food bag doesn't tell you the quality of the ingredients used or if they're used in the proper amounts to provide optimal nutrition. So it might have all the ingredients you might think are fabulous for your dog or cat, but they might not be the quality of ingredients that they need. That's just another reason why I'm such a big fan of Lucy Pet Food, because Joey has his own laboratory. The guy's amazing. Not only does he have the ingredients your pets need, but he has the best ingredients your dogs and cats need. I get the kick at I read the back of the bag, and it has this ingredient, it has that ingredient, it's got all these great ingredients, but just because it has the ingredient, it doesn't mean the quality of the ingredients are that good. That's why it's important to really understand what you're feeding your dog or cat. And I feed mine Lucy Pet Food. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. What have you done to holiday-proof your house? What are you getting your pets? All of these things up for grabs. Also, when we come back, I'm going to get to everyone that's calling in. I see Debbie's calling from Lake Balboa. I was just there. Last night, Debbie. I was watching the boat parade. Froze my butt off, by the way. And I'm going to read a poem that I read every year. It breaks my heart to read it, but I'm going to read the Christmas returns when we come back. Then I'll get to all your phone calls. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of good stuff to give away. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show.
Warren Eckstein, the man for your pets. We tried to stumble, but we haven't yet. Your dog is barking, your cat missed the box. Your ferret's chewed up all your favorite socks. He sure knows how to get inside your pet's head. But maybe it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. The phones are jam-packed. Think you guys been out Christmas shopping or something? We're going to get to all your calls, I promise. Samara, then I got, Bridget, Joe, Debbie, Bruce. We'll get to all your calls. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me do this. I don't want to run out of time. I read this poem every year. It brings tears to my eyes, but it's something I really want to share with you. And by the way, after the show's over, go to my website, thepetshow.com. Don't forget that the. Click on the Christmas corner. You'll see copies of the poem I'm going to read right now, and literally dozens and dozens and dozens of other poems and stories and photos that you, my listeners, have sent me over the last 41 years, both here on radio and many of my listeners that followed me on the Today Show, as well as Regis and Kathy Lee and the Mickey Mouse Club. So check out thepetshow.com. Click on the Christmas corner. I think you'll really enjoy it. But let me share this poem with you right now. I'll try not to tear up too much, but it really is so important. So listen up. It's called Christmas Returns. Santa comes quietly long before dawn, while shops are still busy and lights are still on, while dinners are cooking and kitchens are warm, and children count presents they'll be opening by morn. He slips past the trees and windows aglow, through the gate to the backyard as icy wind blow, to find the puppy bought last year chained up in the snow. And kneeling he whispers, "Are you ready to go?" There are too many stops like this one tonight before the beginning of his regular flight. He leaves a note or footprint in sight, just an unbuckled collar on a cold Christmas night. So true. You know, people often ask me, what about giving a pet for Christmas? And here's my feeling. There are certain times it's okay, like if you're rescuing a dog or a cat. I don't care if it's Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, or your birthday, bring them home. However, in terms if you think somebody wants a special pet, a cat, a dog, a guinea pig, maybe Christmas isn't the time to do it. So here's what I would recommend you do. Simply, under the tree or the menorah, put a copy of a book, cat or dog. Let me recommend one, how to get your dog or how to get your cat to do what you want. Maybe a litter box. If you like the person, make sure it's clean. Some toys, a book on birds, whatever pet they may want, rather than the pet this time of year, because we're way too crazy. There's way too many dangers around the home. Perhaps the best thing to do is let them know that their gift will be coming, but it will be coming after the holidays. But then let me stress this again, because I've changed my mind many years ago. If it's a matter of rescuing, saving a stray, a dog from a shelter, take him in the home. I don't care if it's midnight. I don't care if Santa's on your roof already. Let's give that dog or cat a home. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to go right down my list. How about we start with Samara in Mar Vista? I think I already spoke to her. Hey, Samara, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thank you. Listen, I'll tell you, it was so funny when you asked the names we have for our pets. And, of course, what came to my mind was my cat. But at any rate, his name is Trix, and he's also Poo-Poo Face, so he comes to either name.
Trix, very creative, Poo-Poo Face. I like that. Creative there, Samara.
At any rate, he's a little rascal, but he's very, very smart. And what he does and has done is he's ruined about 3 or 4 of our sheets because he not only kneads on them, but he chews on them and makes a hole in them. And he's getting a little bit better now. He still needs a lot. And
how old is he, Samara?
He's just a year and a half. We just got him before our other pet had to go to kitty heaven.
Yeah,
and,
Let me. I was going to do this later, but let me explain a few things to you about kneading, okay? People just assume that when they have a cat that needs, well, let me read this. I wrote this just this week. Cats first begin to knead when just tiny kittens, still nursing from their mother. Kneading is associated with suckling, which helps stimulate a mother cat's milk supply through the release of oxytocin. However, listen carefully. Pheromone communications between kitten and mother are really important. Cats have scent glands in their soft paw pads, and when they knead, these glands actually release pheromones. Kneading on their mother releases pheromones associated with bonding, identification, health status, and many other messages. It's what they're releasing at that point is known as the cat-appeasing pheromone. So the fact that the cat is scratching on your bed and kneading on your bed and destroying it, which I understand understand, the bottom line is what she's really doing is even bonding more with you. She's not peeing on the bed. She's not pooping on the bed. She's kneading on the bed. So it's more than just getting the stimulation. It's actually a way for the mother and the kitten to really bond, to that feel good pheromone. That's called again that cat appeasing pheromone. So that's why she's doing it. However, there are things you can try to do. Number one is what I would recommend that you do is perhaps maybe take a piece of your clothing, I don't want to stop her from doing it because she's doing it because of love, but I don't want you to pick the sheet business and business. So what I'm going to recommend you, maybe take an old bathrobe. We all have one of those old ratty bathrobes that we really don't wear anymore, right? Take that, right. Wear that around the house, place that old ratty bathtub on top of the bed. What I'm trying to do here is not resolve the issue because the cat's doing it from a good perspective. She's doing it to bond with you. It's like telling the kid, don't hug me. But at the same time, I don't want your sheets being ruined. But if there's something else with a strongest scent of you on the bed, perhaps she'll knead on that bathrobe and replace that with kneading on your bed. And then you can go out and buy some new sheets. How's that sound?
Great. Well, I did go buy some new sheets anyway, and that's why I don't want him to wreck those sheets.
But see, so many people misinterpret the concept of kneading. They just assume, it's a way they're going to get the milk and blah blah blah. They're kneading on my chest. They don't understand the concept that cats have those pheromones on the bottom of their pads, and it's a bonding situation, and that's why it's so important. Right. Before people, and that's why I'm glad I've been doing the show for as long as I have. Hopefully, I have the opportunity to explain to people that when they think their dog or cat may be doing something that's bad or not good, when they really think about it and they really delve into it with me, they find out that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be mad at my cat. Maybe I should thank him for loving me so much. Yeah.
Well, I knew it was coming from a good point, because I've seen kittens and I know what they do when they nurse on their mother. So I knew it came from that, but at any rate, well, that's a great idea. And
listen, I don't know if you call someone poo-poo face if they're going to not do things around the house,
The answer to it, if I say it. As a matter of fact, when I was telling you the name, all of a sudden he came up next to me.
Poo-poo face. My mother had some names for me, but I can't repeat them on the air. and poo-poo face was not one of them. Take it from me. Anyway, you know what? Let me do this. Let me put you on hold. Let me send you some kitty lickies for poo-poo face. God. See, Dennis Prager doesn't get calls like this. The phone number here, right, Alex? 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Hey, Bridget, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. I just want to say that poem was lovely, and I've already shed some tears hearing the heartbreaking news of P22, and people are waking up to hearing the sad news about.
Yeah, tell me what I'm sorry. I was out of town for a couple of days, so kind of tell me what happened.
Well, I mean, what the news is saying, I'm hearing more and more, and reading more that they think he might have been, he's got some health issues, some kidney, liver, some other issues, maybe due to his age, I don't know. And also another thing is they think he might have been hit by a car, and that really bothers me and makes me mad that, people need to slow down, and the streets and the freeways are not racetracks. And, if people would slow down, this would give these animals, they would probably have a much better chance if they have to cross the road. And I don't know if he was hit. And and it just saddens me that, he lived 12 years and never was hit by a car, and he gets hit by a car.
Anytime an animal dies like that, some people say, well, mountain lions shouldn't be living with us. We moved in on them. They didn't move in on us, okay? So let's get that straight off the bat. Years ago, they used to sell something. I don't even know if they work. Does anyone remember those little things that you put on the front of your car that when you were driving, they made a whistle that only animals could hear, people didn't hear them? I think deer deterrents they were using. I had them on my car when I lived in upstate New York because there were so many deer up there, and quite honestly, I never saw a deer when I had them on. So basically, they kind of sit on the front of the bumper of your car, and when you're driving, somehow the wind goes through it, and the sound it makes, not audible to you and me, but audible available to animals. And I wonder if there's not something like that out there. Again, people should take heed and drive carefully, obviously, and make those crossings, more crossings for the animals. But I wonder if there's not something equivalent to that that would kind of be a warning signal to the animal that there's something around and making a back away. I don't know. I know they used to have them for deer. I don't know what they're called. It's been so long since I lived in upstate New York. But I'd be curious to see if someone knows out there if they do make those for people that drive around. And it breaks my heart. Anytime an animal dies, it breaks my heart.
Right.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I did read a small article that there was...
and then also I just think that the speed limits, during when the animals are more active, maybe they should have, or when they're just when they're active, slow, have the speed limits lowered. And also I was thinking, would be really great. I'm so glad that I can't wait till that the wildlife crossing bridge.
Yeah, sure.
Is built. And also, I was thinking I would love to see a statue of P-22 put in Griffith Park.
I would love to. You know what? What a great idea. What a great idea. I think would also teach a lot more people to respect if they put a plaque there, not only honoring, but also explaining to people the lifestyle and understanding that now a lot of people know that for years I had a second home in Sedona, Arizona, and I'm a jogger, and there were times, believe me, it would drive Denise crazy, but I would go jogging at 2-3 in the morning through the woods of Sedona in the mountains, and I saw nothing but eyes looking at me. I didn't know what eyes they were they raccoon eyes, possum eyes, but I did come across a mountain lion at one point in my run. It was a tall, very, very thin mountain lion, and I stopped, and she stopped. She looked at me. I looked at her. I already had my next steps planned. I always carry one of those little air horns with me. Had she approached me closer or started to move on me, I would have probably used the air horn as a deterrent. But the bottom line is she looked at me. I looked at her. I guess I didn't look too delectable because she took off in the other direction. But they're so beautiful to see in the wildlife, and there are ways we can live with them without being a danger to them. And I think you're absolutely right. In terms of the speed limits, I've been living in LA too long to know that no one follows the speed limits, no matter what time of day it is. It makes no difference. But the crossings will help. And if someone out there knows, or maybe there's an inventor out there that can make something that goes on the hood of your car or the front of your car that makes a noise when you're driving, that will give the animals, whether it be a deer or whether it be a coyote or some other type of animal, some indication that there's something approaching them. I think that would be a super idea. Great call, by the way, and thanks so much for your concern, Bridget.
Pardon me?
I said thanks so much for your concern.
Well, thank you, and you have a nice day. And I thank you for all the good work that you do. I just, your show is great, and people really appreciate what you do.
My work is based on you, my listeners, and my viewers over the years, because without you, it's just a radio show. So I appreciate it. Anyway, don't go anywhere. I want to send you. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you one of those amazing T-shirts, and I can tell you'll wear it proudly, that says, "None of my friends walk upright." If I don't take a commercial break right now, Alex is going to absolutely throw something at me. So when we come back, we got Joe, we got Debbie, we got Bruce. I do have an open line or two, which is pretty rare for the pet show. I still got lots of great stuff to give away: the Hugs and Kisses, Lucy Pet Food, the books, the T-shirts, the flea spray. So it's a great time to give me a call with your thoughts. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. You hear me I certainly do. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Joe, Debbie, Bruce will get you. I do have an open line. Lots of stuff to give away. Great time to call me. 866-870-KRLA. Just before I get back to the phone lines here, dog flu is on the rise. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, around 20% of dogs with the dog flu don't show any symptoms at all. The exact number is unclear since dogs don't tend to say, hey, dude, I'm not feeling well. Symptoms tend to appear 2 to 4 days after the infection, fever, persistent cough, including kennel cough, thick discharge from the nose, discharge from eyes, and reduced appetite. Your vet can help you out with this. But remember now, the dog or cat's not going to say to you, hey, dude, I'm not feeling well, so you have to watch your dogs and your cats very carefully for any changes in their behavior. 866-870-5752. We're going to go to Joe first, then we have Debbie, then we have Bruce. Hey, Joe, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. Long-time listener, and I appreciate all your advice.
Well, thank you for that.
I have 2 English Cocker Spaniels.
Ingies, as we call them in the trade, Ingies.
Indies? Oh,
Ingies, E-N-G, no, E-N-G-S, Ingies, that's what we call them.
Okay, good to know. So one of them has started kind of a newer behavior. When the other one's laying down, like chewing on a bone or something, he'll hoover over him. He just kind of stands there with his butt kind of like he's protecting him. I'm just not sure what this is all about.
What happens if you approach at that point? Anything?
No, he just still stands there.
Yeah. And so there's no aggression, nothing like that going on?
Oh, no. They're very easy, mild dogs.
And when you do you walk them, or are they in the backyard?
Well, they're couch potatoes, and we walk them every day.
Okay, good. So as long as you know what, it just sounds to me like they're bonded. My 2 guys are the same way. If Willie's hanging out doing something, Molly's right on top of him, checking him out, vice versa. It's just that sibling relationship, and I don't mean physical sibling relationship, but when they're living together, I don't think it's anything to worry about. If they displayed any aggressive behavior or any type of trying to take it away from each other, I would be a little bit more concerned. But it sounds to me like it's normal behavior. And sometimes when we try to resolve something like that, we create a problem that doesn't exist. So it sounds to me, Joe, that you're not really having a problem at this point. But how long ago did it start? Is it something new, or is it something that's going on?
Probably maybe 5, 6 months ago. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, but I'm always trying to feed on me. I'm always trying to figure out the cause. Anything changed 5 or 6 months ago that may have anybody new move in, new out? Any changes at all?
Well, the only change, my daughter, who does not live with me but comes and visits a lot, got a puppy, and so she brings her over.
Well, that could possibly mean that one dog is being a little bit more protective over the other dog. So that could be what's going on here. In other words, it's kind of like the third man out type of thing. I think it's great that all 3 dogs get along with each other. But that if I were to come to your home, if you were to hire me, by the way, I'm not available, but if you were to hire me as your behaviorist or pet shrink, what I would do is I would come and I would kind of sit down and talk to you, and probably what I would have suggested is that basically it's your daughter's dog. However, I think it would be a great idea when your daughter does come over that you walk all 3 of them together on neutral territory. I think that would be beneficial all around.
Okay. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
So what are your Ingies names?
Miles and Friedrich.
Friedrichs. What happened to
Free?
I was just going to say, what happened to King, Duke? Are they from Germany?
One of them is from Germany. Yeah.
Oh no, I
still has the tail and dew claws.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I spent a lot of time training in Germany, so if you'd like me to come over, I can teach them how to speak German in no time at all. At least the 7 words to understand each other. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't sound to me like you have a problem. It sounds to me, and I'm glad you're so in tune with the way you're, and it makes it so much easier for me or any behaviorist or trainer out there if the guardian like yourself is in tune enough with their dogs or their cats, whatever animals they're working with, to pick up on little changes. And sometimes they mean something. something. In your case, I just think that the bonding might be a little bit stronger based on the on your grand dog coming over once in a while. I think that's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, listen,
right.
don't go anywhere. Give them both a hug. All three of them a hug
All
from
right.
me.
Happy,
No, happy holidays to you.
to you.
I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and I am going to send you some. I am going to send you some Lucy pet food for your dogs, and give them all a big hug and a kiss for me. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We'll get to Debbie in Lake Balboa. I was corrected. Lake Balboa is not the same as Balboa. I was at in Newport Beach just last night watching the incredible boat parade. I'm telling you, I'm going to hustle. I got to meet somebody who has a yacht in Newport Beach. It was cold standing on the shore. What an incredible parade they put on, though. It's something. It was my bucket list, and it's something I'm going to have to do every single year. But next year, I promise, someone in Newport Beach has a dog that's peeing on the floor. Someone in Newport Beach has a dog that's not eating properly or showing aggressive behavior. Give me a call. Let me know. I'll resolve your issue, but I want to ride on the boat next Christmas. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Great time to give me a call. I still got hugs and kisses to give away, kitty lickies, Author Suit Gold, copies of my book, T-shirts, flea spray. What do you do to holiday-proof your house? I mean, when people are coming over during the holidays, and a lot of guests come during the holidays, and people stop in, and it's a very dangerous time for dogs and cats, for that matter. In fact, later on today's show, and hopefully we'll have some time, I'm going to go over a list of things that are kind of dangerous that a lot of people wouldn't think about in terms of things going on in their house as well. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Anybody out there have a great Christmas story about a dog or a cat they adopted? Come on, every year I get calls from people that have a dog named Noel or a cat. Has anyone adopted a dog during the holidays or thinking about taking a dog home for the holidays? Great time to give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. What you're calling about may encourage someone else to go and do that. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if all the rescue workers and all the shelter workers were fired the day after Christmas because there were no dogs that needed them at the shelters? Wouldn't that be great? And those would be the happiest people on the unemployment line. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We'll take a quick break and then right back to your phone calls. Speaking of keeping your pets healthy and happy, a day doesn't go by where we don't hear someone talking about hemp seed oil and the positive effects hemp seed And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. My friend Gary wanted to know some information on the Canine Corso, which is an Italian dog. Just for your knowledge, Gary, it's not the right breed for everybody. It takes a good person, someone who really understands the breed and is a knowledgeable dog guardian. The males can reach anywhere from 99 to 110 pounds and can be actually as high as 28 inches at the wither. So it's a big dog, which uses a herding dog, a guard dog. It's a great breed. I had the opportunity of working with them in Europe, but again, it's not the breed I would recommend for everybody. You have to be a seasoned dog person before I would recommend that to you. All right, let's get right back to the busy phone lines. We are jamming here. Let's go to Debbie in Lake Balboa. Hey, Debbie, welcome to the Pet Show.
So much for my call.
My pleasure. What's up?
So I have she's a small poodle mix. Her name is Frankie. She's 1.5 years old. She's a very loving dog. However, whenever she's eating or laying in her dog bed and we go near her, she'll start to growl at us, and to the point where she's baring her teeth. Also, if we try to take her harness off after a walk, she'll bare her teeth at us. But it's just strange behavior. Also, she runs to her food after she gets angry at us. She'll run over to her food bowl. Sometimes she'll take a nibble or two, but mostly she'll just look at the food and then look at us.
Let me ask you a question. How many puppies were in the litter? Do you remember? Do you know?
About 8 puppies.
It's a large litter, so therefore she had to fight a lot more for food. So in other words, when she comes back in, her running over to her food dish is just instinctively protectiveness at that point. What I would start doing with her, rather than feed her out of one dish, I would feed her the same amount of food. I would feed her out of maybe 2 or 3 dishes for now, not for life. That's number one. Number two, I don't know how many times a day you feed her, but I would feed her at least 2 or 3 times a day, again, smaller meals out of several dishes. Now, in terms of the growling, how do you ultimately get the harness off her if she's growling at you?
We just take it off anyway. Sometimes she'll look like she's going to snap at us. She's never bitten us or anything like that, but we'll just get the harness off her.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of their way. And again, have you had her since she was a puppy?
Yes.
Okay. What I would try to do is this. Some dogs become really addicted to their harness. Their harness is their life. They associate the harness with going for walks, playing. So what I would do is, instead of using one harness, what I would do is I would use 2 different harnesses. I would use a harness for when you're taking her for a walk, bring her back inside, take that harness off. Obviously, the growl's not indicating she's biting you at that point, and then put another harness on her just so she goes and eats at that point. This way, what we're doing is letting her know that with the harness, it's not always something that's going to come off, and therefore she's not going to be free and go to eat, but this way she has a second harness as well. So sometimes just adding a second harness, and in some cases with dogs I've added collars, that can make all the difference in the world. But I think in your case, the fact that she came from such an excessively large litter, feeding her out of 2 dishes more frequently throughout the day will really be the resolution. I think part of the growling is a little bit of a food possessiveness from what you're telling me anyway. Does that help you out a bit?
Okay, awesome. That sounds good. Thank you, Warren.
Oh, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am sending you some... what do I want to send you? I'm going to send you... I'm going to send you some hemp seed calming oil on its way to you. Hemp seed calming oil. Let's go to Bruce in Cyprus. Hey, Bruce in Cyprus. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. I called last week about my lab who was ill, and my question at the time was why she liked to be by herself when she was ill. And she had been diagnosed with Addison's. She spent 3 days in the animal hospital. They straightened out her blood chemistry, and now I give her this prednisone, and she is more than 100%. The turnaround was incredible. She went from 0 appetite. She's got her appetite back, and she's a lot more lively actually than she was before.
Well, first of all, a lot of that, Bruce, may have to do with the prednisone. When I was on prednisone years ago, I was eating chairs and the tires off my car. So prednisone doesn't. So in other words, how long is the vet going to keep her on prednisone? Did he say?
I don't know for sure. I got a month's supply of it. I don't know. She's going to be on that forever. I mean, it's a 2.5 milligrams. It's a 5 milligram pill cut in half.
Well, if she's doing okay, and obviously you have a good tight relationship with your veterinarian, she seems to be happy. She seems to be eating. He may wean her off the prednisone. I don't know. It depends on what he wants to do. But it sounds to me like, and I'm glad you called last week. It sounds to me like you made the right decision by seeing the vet, and the vet and yourself working together. Looks like you're resolving the issue with the dog.
Yeah, I mean, she was so bad at the time, I had to carry her in to the vet.
Yeah.
That's how bad she was.
What a difference it can make. What a difference just finding out what the cause of something is. And so many people just, they don't do that, you know?
Can I mention the vet?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Dr. Ridgway at Long Beach Animal Hospital, and they took really good care of her.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Dr. Ridgway. Bless you for taking care of all the animals you take care of there. I appreciate that. And, Bruce, I'm so glad to hear. Will you keep calling, letting us know how she's progressing?
I will.
I know I sent you. You probably didn't receive it yet, but I'm sure we sent you out a gift last week, didn't we?
You did.
Okay, but you didn't receive it yet, did you?
No. Well, it's only been a week.
That darn post office. Anyway, listen, I appreciate. Keep me posted because my listeners are going to.
Not like they're busy this time of the year, right?
No, yeah, exactly right. Anyway, give that pup a hug and a kiss, and I'm glad she's doing so well. Appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Oh, God, Linda, you are so on target. Yeah. Let me take Linda. Hey, Linda in Huntington Beach, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Warren?
I'm reading your notes, and yes, you're not crazy. Very often, if you shave down a cat or a dog, they do, in fact, get depressed. It's an entirely different feeling for them. It's not a natural. Why did you clip your cat down? Was there a specific reason for it?
Well, it's a long-haired cat, and it had a lot of knots. And so, and she also had a sore in one of her areas under her leg, so they had to shave that area.
Okay, so they had no choice. But let me explain something to people. Just because a dog or cat has long hair doesn't mean that shaving them down is going to keep them any cooler. As a matter of fact, it's totally the opposite. Long fur on a dog or cat works the same way as insulation. For example, when it's hot outside and the sun's beating down, what happens is by the time the heat reaches the skin, it's already cooled off by going through the cat or the dog's long fur. On the same token, when it's cold outside, by the time that cold air reaches the skin, it's already gone through the fur of the dog or the cat, making the cat or dog feel a little bit warmer. So it's very, very common when you shave a dog or cat down, they're going to be a little embarrassed. Keep the mirrors away from her. Don't let her see herself. Give her as much encouragement as you possibly can. And lucky for you, they had no choice because of the knots. But make sure you keep up with the brushing. There's a thing on the market called a matting brush or a matting comb. You can use that. Start using it now before the hair comes in long. Keep that the way it should be. This way you won't have to shave her down again, and you won't have to embarrass her anymore.
So because I'm bringing the food right to her. She kind of lays in the same spot. She's just not active, and
no, she's a little depressed. She's a little depressed, but other than that, is she eating okay? Using her litter box okay?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that would be my first concern. Anyway, it sounds to me like you're doing exactly the right thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure when her coat comes back in, it's going to come in better, thicker than ever before, because I am going to put you on hold, and I'm actually going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat, which I'm going to do a commercial for in a little bit, for the cat. The reason I'm sending it to you is because the Hugs and Kisses supplement, either the dog or the cat, is rich with lecithin and biotin. There is nothing better for your dog or your cat's skin and coat to help prevent excessive shedding, dander, dry skin. It also helps with the matting because it keeps the hair or the coat or the fur nice. Make sure you get one of those matting rakes. Brush the cat every day. You'll be absolutely fine. And with the Hugs and Kisses, the hair will grow back in no time at all, and she won't be embarrassed. Yes, I am not crazy. Yes, I've been doing this for many, many years. Yes, I've worked with over 40,000 pets, and anyone out there that disagrees with me, that thinks that dogs and cats do not get embarrassed, you are absolutely wrong. I'll prove to you every time that dogs and cats will get embarrassed for many different reasons. Shaving them down is just one. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a break. Zena, Dixie, Page will get right to your calls after this. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show. And we are back. I don't want to run out of time. I love this song. Snoopy always wins anyway. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. I want to get to as many calls as I possibly can, but let me just take this opportunity to remind everyone, if you're not subscribing or following me on YouTube, if you like the Pet Show, you're going to love YouTube, because every day now I'm posting video tips. Some are short, just a minute or so. Some are long, great advice. I just posted one. I get so many calls about dogs constantly licking their paws. I just posted an in-depth resolution solution to it and why they do it. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's simply youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. I'm telling you, you're going to love a lot of the posts I'm doing. Hey, just before we get back to the phone lines here, just another perk of living with a dog or cat, you get to wake up with someone who is always happy, excited to start the day, even before they have their first cup of coffee. When I get up in the morning, I got to tell you, nothing makes me smile more than Molly and Willie. Phone number 866-870-KRLA, Redondo Beach. Zena, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
My call.
What's up?
So I have done it again. I've got two puppies. They're 5.5 months old. They're two totally different personalities. Bear's super chill, mellow, just wants to eat. Luna is my crazy one. We call her Lunatic over here as a little sideshow. But she's got high energy. The two of them, though, they don't know how to leave each other alone. And when I take them to the dog park, Luna wants to just go get chased and go run and chase and play with the other dogs, and Bear does not want to share her. What am I going to do?
Maybe the dog park right now is not the place to go. Maybe what you should be doing is walking them together away from other dogs and letting them bond more on neutral territory with each other, rather than either bonding at your home or with the overstimulation of the dog park. They're 5.5 months old. They're babies. Even when you're annoying each other.
You're not wrong, and I have tried that because I've only done the dog park a little bit because I'm kind of iffy about it. But when I walk them, Luna wants to say hi to every dog around. She wants to be involved. She wants them to play with her on her walks. And Bear does not want to let her.
What does he do to stop her?
He jumps on her.
You know what? Can I give you the best advice I can give you? Before you take them,
absolutely. Please help me.
Before you take them for a walk, have a glass of wine. Let them work it out on their own. I mean, really, and I mean that seriously. They will work it out. They will. Once you get involved, you have to think like a dog. If I was at your home right now, I would be down on all fours, kind of watching them and think, let them work it out on their own. No one's getting beat up. No one's getting chomped on. They'll work it out on their own. My two dogs are entirely different. Willie is the crazy run around, and Molly's more laid back. And when I take them for a walk, Molly wants to be in back and Willie wants to be ahead. Let them work it out. They're 5.5 months old. They've been alive, 20 weeks? Come on, give them a break.
That's true. They're just such different energies.
Of course they are. But listen, if you were to see me and my sister together, you would think not only we were born in different centuries, from totally different. My sister and myself are entirely different. If my sister and myself were being walked on a leash together, we'd have the same problem as your two dogs. Give them time.
Okay,
Let them work it out, I promise.
Great. Listen, since I have you on the phone, though, let me give you one more problem. It just started, okay? So when I'm leaving the house to go shopping or something, and this summer I have a van, I'm taking them traveling with me. As I'm going to go to the market, I've noticed as I'm coming back, they're both howling like huskies. What is that?
Howling is a way of howling is what a dog does. For example, in a wolf pack, what they'll do is they'll howl to bring the group together. It's kind of their way of bringing you back, getting you together. However, I would not be leaving them in anything unless you're there with them. There's too many thefts going on and stuff going on.
Absolutely. We're going to be going to RV parks and stuff. I'm just worried that I can't even get to the grocery store right now.
Ignore it. You're expecting too much of 5.5-month-old dogs.
Fair enough. Okay,
listen,
thanks so much.
I am going to educate you entirely because I'm going to put you on hold, and you are going to get a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. Also, check out and I know I'm pushing it, but check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/WarrenX, and I'm telling you, there's some great tips on there, especially about puppy behavior. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to try to get to Dixie and Paige, but if for some reason I can't, Dixie and Paige, I will give you the phone number for my National Canadian show, which starts at 1 o'clock right after I get off the air, and you guys will be my first two callers there. And it's the same type of show. I give away the same gifts. But right now, listen. Nobody else plays Porky Pig. Hey, we are out of time, but let me remind everyone, in exactly 2 minutes, I start my national Canadian show, the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. My LA listeners will be the first ones to call in because the show starts at 5 minutes after. But if you start calling at 1 o'clock, and you can start right now, here's that number, 877-725-8255. It's a different number, 877-725-8255. I give away the same type of gifts, the same prizes. I didn't get to some of the dangers of some of the plants that are around, like amaryllis and lilies, really, really dangerous. Again, that's the importance of my YouTube channel. I posted it. It's up there now. So go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, a complete list of all the dangers of the plants you may have in your house, plus hundreds of lots of other information as well. We're out of time. Until next week, I want to wish everyone a very happy, Merry Christmas, whatever holiday, Happy Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah starts tomorrow. Until next week, you know what to do at this point. Give all of your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, that very special hug and a kiss right between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you for listening to The Pet Show.